everyone. I'm Jan from Pins and Needles in Cleveland, Ohio, and sewItonline.com. We've all been making masks, and a lot of you have made them with elastic. In my opinion, any masks are better than no mask. But sometimes your ears might hurt a little bit. So we got this little trick that we've seen all over the internet, and I just thought I might show you an easier way to do it. This is just a headband. Now you can go buy a headband from the dollar store. You can make ours, but what we're adding is 2 buttons. And I just want to show you how to sew those buttons on by machine. So even if you aren't making headbands, this is a nice tutorial because I don't hand sew nothing. I don't even think I own a hand sewing needle. I got a way to do everything by a sewing machine. So I just wanted to show it to you to be real quick. It'll be real fun and real simple. So what they do with these headbands is the buttons end up going about your ear. So that if you had a mask with elastic on, and I didn't have an elastic mask here today, but to give you the idea, the elastic takes, by putting the elastic around the buttons here, it takes the pressure off of the ears. So I know we have even a lot of seniors running around with those things, and we're going to have to keep these masks on. So the ears are going to have a little bit of relief. To make the headband, I just took a piece of t-shirt fabric. You might have heard my tricks on taking a man's t-shirt, for instance, to make ties. Now I'm talking about ties first, and we cut 1.1 inches across the man's t-shirt, pull it, and it becomes wonderful ties or elastic. But now I want to take a piece of t-shirt. So if you don't have any t-shirt fabric at home, you can cut up an older t-shirt of your own. Or you can go to the dollar store and they're probably 3 for $3. Whatever to make it. The dimensions on it are 5 inches by 18 inches. And then all you're going to do is fold it in half and stitch it around so that you make yourself a tube. The trick I'm showing you today is how to sew the buttons on. So I want to go over that. It's something I think everybody should know how to do on their sewing machine because it's so darn much faster, but most importantly, it's because it does such a much better job than you can ever do by hand. So I'm going to take off my presser foot and I'm going to put on a button foot. And you might find on the back of your shank, right back here, there's a little groove. And that is designed for this foot. This doesn't come with any sewing machine, very seldom, but it's available. Just like there's all kinds of tools for your kitchen or your workbench, there's tools for your sewing machine too. So this is one that I think is worth it. And I'll show you in a minute how to do it today without having any foot at all. So what it's got is it's got 2 bars on it. And the bars are designed to be able to work off the needle so it slips on the back and just slips up. That's all there is to it. There's different grades of the button feet. They're going to work with whatever sewing machine you have. Don't just snap it right off after I just put it on. But what the idea of it is I'm going to take this black button and I'm going to put it on this pink fabric, and I'm going to do it in white thread because I want you to be able to see everything. So I have it down. I'm going to set it up for my zigzag stitch. So I'm on C on my machine. Your stitch length has to be down or you have to lower your feed dogs. Now your feed dogs are a button probably right back here on your machine that is going to actually take these feed dogs and put them down. You want that on a sewing machine if you purchase it. So now I'm going to reach up. What does that mean? There's nothing that's going to move the material through. Mine is right here. That's usually there or on the right side or right by your bobbin. Right in this area to here, you will have something on your sewing machine, hopefully, that you can lower your feed dogs. If you don't have that capability on your sewing machine, take your stitch length to 0. I mean 0. So what do I want to do? I want to go back and forth in the same spot, okay? But I don't want anything to move on me. So that's what I want to be able to do. So I'm going to go and I am lining this up by hand and making sure how wide do I have it. Now on my electronic machines, it's got a foot or a button that tells me exactly how wide to make this. Did you know that all buttons are made the same? Yes, there's only 2 different sizes. If I'm trying to do this generically for everybody. So look on your sewing machine and you may have a circle with 2 little tiny circles. Push the button, girl, and you already are going, and it's going to do it for you. Now I'm on a regular machine, and all I'm doing is making sure that my zigzag is right. It's going back and forth. Now on my machine, I have to turn it back to a straight stitch because I don't have a button. And I'm going to put it on B, oops. And it's going to go up and down and knot my thread. I'm done. I sewed that button on. So I went back to straight stitch, made sure it went down in the hole, and I knotted it. If most of your sewing machines have probably got a button picture on them, and it's going to go click, 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 and then it's going to knot. And look at what else. I'm all done. Sewed the button on. Could have cut my threads too, huh? Done, and it's neat on the back. I don't know about you, but my hand sewing has never been neat ever in my life to be able to do it. To do the other side of the button, I'm going to do one more just to make sure you realize. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to line that up. So take a minute now that you're interested in learning. I'm putting it on a zigzag stitch, however your machine does it. I'm checking the needle because you got to make sure that's lined up right. So I don't care how many times I do it, I always check it to make sure that I have reached both sides without breaking anything. Boom. And I'm going to turn it back to a straight stitch. Depending on your machine, you want to go to left needle position. So see how your machine does that, and it stays on the left, and I've knotted. So it's a very, very, very clean finish. In the A to Z class, can you see that? I mean, that's pretty sharp looking. Just back and forth the zigzag. Now in my A to Z class, I teach you how to put a shank on the bottom of them and all different things, but I just wanted to give you a quick review of how to take some buttons. So now you're going to say to me, just like elastic, where am I going to get buttons? I've heard that one for the last couple of weeks, where am I going to get elastic? But buttons, look around the house. Look on a shirt that you don't wear no more. See what you got. Maybe Grandma's had her button jar that she saved for her. It's kind of interesting, all the stuff we've saved all the years, over the years, and everybody laughed about, we're all using. So, sewing on a button is a very, very, very simple thing to do. So on the headbands, you want them about 7 inches apart. So that's the number that we came up with, 7 inches from one side to the other. I don't think it makes that big of a difference, but if you bought a headband, 7 inches in between, and you're done. So that's going to hold on that elastic very, very, very easily. And I think it'd be a real gift for anybody using an elastic mask. So, simple thing, something new on your sewing machine. Tried to sew some buttons on. So it's an easy one. And let me tell you, you can do your snaps and your hooks and eyes just as easy. So those hand sewing needles, we got new little toys here. So try it, enjoy it, keep sewing, and enjoy your machines. And thanks for all you do.